Looking to transform your family game nights? At Perfectly Picked Games, we specialize in family games that bring everyone closer. Our games aren't just fun. Kids and teens will learn how to take turns, develop basic strategy skills, and understand the thrill of winning and grace of losing. With our exclusive gift of games, you can give months of gaming excitement to your family. Choose a 3-month or 6-month gift, and we'll deliver hand-picked family games to your doorstep every month. And here's the best part. Right now, you can use the promo code GOLDENMOJO and receive 20% off your selected plan. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Use promo code GOLDENMOJO and save 20% today at Perfectly Picked Games.
I absolutely love Miley Cyrus.
Give me some sugar.
Say hello.
I see you coming down the
What's
aisle.
up there, call
Break
boys?
me in the mouth. Yes. You have failed.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Call Guys podcast. I'm Gunnar, also known as Chico Noise, 2-time podcast host. And alongside me, as always, it's Juan Keel 43. What up, Juan?
Dude, man. I'm here, brother.
We're here.
I am here.
It's
How you
Thursday.
doing, buddy?
It's Thursday. We're recording this on Thursday. It's Monday for anybody listening out there.
That's
But
right.
it means it's almost the weekend. It's been a long week. I'm ready for the weekend.
What you got this weekend?
What don't I got this weekend?
Oh, my.
Friday night off with the Emperor to go to a free concert at Sweetwater.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I have no clue who we're seeing or what kind of music it is, but we're going to a concert.
I heard.
So that'll be fun. Sweetwater's always a good place to be. So
Yeah, you guys can try to get there early and just like experience Sweetwater, or you guys just
always. We'll go there a little early, walk around the shop, look around, do whatever, play some ping pong. I don't know.
allegedly they're getting Mark Hoppus's bass in there.
Oh.
But
As like a
every once in a while
piece?
they'll put like signature guitars in there.
Yeah.
And basses, signature guitars and basses, and put them like on the front. Like that's when Metallica's bass player, I played his bass last time I was in there. His bass was like the one on display.
Yeah.
So it's like right when you first walk in, it's got a big picture and it's hanging there, and it kind of looks like my Jackson, but definitely not the price range of my Jackson. So I got on there and I started ripping a little bit on it, and it was like, man, this feels good. It just feels good.
You think you wanted to take it home good?
Yeah, until the price tag said $499.99.
Yep.
Nice little $5,000 base there. It sounded beautiful though. It sounded really good.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I'd spend that much on a
I
just to
get
have a
I get so nervous touching those things, like anything in there, because I'm always afraid something's gonna drop or I'm gonna break something, and I know I don't
How
think I'd be
often-
on the hook for it. But
How often do you think people do break something that's really expensive?
I mean, I think it just depends on the customer. If it's some kid with his dipshit buddies,
Yeah.
there's a good chance it.
If you go to
Yeah.
Sweetwater and you're going just to casually be there, don't go into the drum room.
Oh no, William's actually been doing a little bit better in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before, it was the first time he got scared and left was someone was on like on a real kit. And then the
Yeah.
second time he got scared, there was like 6 people on like the electric kits. Nobody was on the real kit, but they were on the electric kits, and he got kind of scared from that. But the last time we were in there was 2 kids, I think, on the electric kits, and he was still vibing in there, and we got
Nice.
him on a kid and let him hit things, and
I mean, teach him early. Let him play that electric one down there for a while.
he pounds on that thing every once in a while.
We just got to get him some lessons going so he gets really good. And then he can go into Sweetwater and show everybody up.
Yes.
Maybe one day.
Maybe.
So yeah, that's Friday night. And then Saturday we're gonna go watch Frankie Vegas wrestle. Not really wrestle. He doesn't wrestle, but watch him do his thing at the wrestling match.
Going to a wrestling
We're
event.
gonna see some wrestling. Some wrestling.
Wrestling.
Yeah. I don't know if you can tell. I'm super excited, Frankie. Hope it's fun. If
I
it's
just
not,
can't do it. I don't know how you're gonna do it, brother.
I don't know. If it's not fun, I'm gonna make sure I have something to throw at you.
Man, I don't know how you do it, man.
Looking right at you, Frankie. This better be good. Telling you. Yeah, but that's my weekend. Sunday football, all that good stuff. You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. Nice.
What about you?
Friday night, let's see. I think the wife's got to work, so it's just me and the kiddos and bath night. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Single game.
Saturday I play bass on Sunday, so Saturday I'll have practice, and then we might have the in-laws over for the IU Michigan game.
Nice.
That's at 3:30. After that, I think the wife and I are going to go out for a little date night.
Date night.
Don't know what we're doing.
Face to Philly.
Ooh, we actually got that a couple weeks ago.
I got a question for you. Actually,
What up? What up?
I saw Chris today for the first time in I don't even know how long.
Oh, geez.
He said this weekend he's gonna go to Farway and try a new pizza place that he's never had.
What's that?
And I said, "What pizza place?" And I was like, "Was it Ollie's?" He goes, "No."
Oh.
I was like, "What is it?" He said, "Big Apple Pizza."
Oh, okay.
Have you had it?
I have not had it, but I've heard things about it.
I've heard it's well, from what Chris told me, I guess he said it's like actual New York style pizza.
I mean, we're Midwesterners. We don't care about New York style pizza.
Have you ever had an actual piece of New York style pizza? The big floppy one you fold in half?
I've had them before. I don't like that in a
I
pizza.
I want to try it though, you know?
I think it's overrated, man. Like if it's between like that or an Ollie's pizza, man, like
I mean, Ollie's is just good.
I mean, okay, let's just go with deep dish. You just go with a deep dish
Yeah.
style pizza. I mean, you got both of them sitting there on the table.
Oh, I'm going deep dish.
Exactly.
It's
Who
just,
in their right mind is not going deep dish? Let us know at thecallguyspodcast@gmail.com. Explain why you think New York is better.
I mean, I I honestly would go Detroit style pizza over New York style probably.
No one likes Detroit.
But their pizza's good, man. They do that pan with the
There's
thick,
nothing
like
good
all
that's ever come out of
crispy.
Detroit.
Um, cars.
Yeah, look how well that worked out for them.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I might be a little biased, but
No, but yeah. He
yeah,
mentioned that, and I was like, man, that sounds good.
I have like, I mean, if I want pizza, I want pizza. Like, I just feel like I don't get it with that. You know what I mean?
If I want pizza, I'm just Jack's frozen, put in the oven.
See, I'd rather have that. Yeah, I'd rather have that than that New York or Detroit crap.
I don't mind Detroit. I've never had New York, and I love deep dish. So
Yeah. Which next time you guys come over, we need to get an Ollie's pizza.
yeah, we used to do once a year. We'd go to Ollie's and get their 10-pound pie.
Oh man.
You ever have their 10-pound pie?
No, it sounds awful. It
It's,
sounds so
it's
good.
delicious.
Like it sounds like it'll kill me, but
It's
I will
a
enjoy every bite.
each slice of that pizza is a pound.
Oh gosh, my stomach hurts thinking about
Yeah,
it.
and they're not small either, and it's like
Have you ever had a
like
small deep dish pizza?
6 inches deep. Um, no, and I've had it in Chicago at Gino's East,
Oh, okay.
and Gino's East that's good pizza too.
Yeah, I think the last time we had Ollie's was probably.
Dude,
I wanna say-
you live like 5 minutes from it now.
Yeah, it ain't the cheapest pizza either,
Oh,
bro.
I know. Yeah, that's also the truth. especially that 10-pounder. That thing is, I don't even know what the price tag on that was, but I know it wasn't cheap.
Yeah, no, I think we got it in the summer, early summertime.
Yeah.
Last time is when we had Ollie's. We usually get it about 2 to 3 times a year.
Yeah.
Because it's just so dang filling. It's like, man, I've had my fill of Ollie's for like 3 months.
Almost your fill of pizza for 3 to 6 months when you eat all these
Oh,
pizza.
like I'll be honest, like I'm that type of person that if I like example, if I have Taco Bell for lunch, I could have Taco Bell for dinner. Like it doesn't phase me, doesn't bother me, no issues. I have Ollie's pizza on like a Sunday afternoon. I don't want pizza for a whole week.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I
it
get it.
completely quenches that hunger of
Yeah.
pizza.
Yeah. I feel like that's probably about one of the only places I can do that too. Just like they just do so well and they fill it up and it's like they don't hold back. Yeah, that's fine.
No.
That's fine.
No, well, Chris, I hope you enjoy the new pizza place. Let us know at thecallguyspodcast@gmail.com if Gunner and I should do another. Maybe we should just do a pizza run.
Yeah.
Be a great podcast idea.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. We do it in the truck. I think it's a beautiful idea.
Oh my.
I love it. I love it.
And then Sunday I've got church, and then I've got I'll 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 probably watch the debacle that is the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, beers.
I'm not good when your star wide receiver comes out and pretty much says he doesn't like the quarterback.
Yeah.
not not good. So my heart's hurting a little bit for my Bears.
The odds are in their favor this weekend, I
We play
think.
the Patriots.
Oh yeah. So,
Oh, they say they are like, and this is Talking Heads, of course, and it's Chicago sports talk. And I don't know if you've ever listened to a whole lot of Chicago sports talk.
nope.
Ooh, they're ruthless. Like
Yeah.
I am mild compared to those people.
The diehard Chicago fans that live in
Oh,
Chicago that are
oh,
just
they're gonna. It's the city might burn if the Bears don't fire Flus and every coach on that staff if they get beat by the Patriots.
I wouldn't place any bets on them.
Oh, I wouldn't. But yeah, there a lot of discourse, but that's the way the cookie crumbles
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
We'll eventually get it figured out, is the lie I've been telling myself, is the lie I heard from my father, and the lie I tell my son. So
They'll get there one of these days.
one day we'll be there.
Hey, hopefully you don't have to wait 50 years.
I've waited 100 years.
Well, I know.
Okay.
Well, you waited 30, what, 34,
Yeah, I
33
waited
years?
33 years.
Yeah. Well, I guess it was, yeah.
Well, technically, well, yeah, 2016, I was what 25. I waited 25 years.
Yeah. That's a quarter of 100, man.
Dude, man,
That's math.
I cried the tears of 100 years
Yeah.
in that night,
Yeah.
and I could get emotional just thinking about that. If someone said, if you can go back and relive that moment, I would in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
In a
Hey,
heartbeat.
Mac
And I
Lethal said it in his song when he did the Chiefs, and he said, we've waited 50 years for this, and he goes, I'm 32, and I've waited 50 years for this. When you're a lifelong fan, that's what it feels like, I guess.
Uh, dude, man, I just, I thought to me it was so emotional because I was thinking of my family who missed it, who
Yeah.
didn't get to be here to experience it. And it just so happens like the two most influential people of my baseball life were my mom and my grandfather, which would have been her dad, gave me the love for baseball and Cubs.
Yep.
And I was just like, oh, if you guys just could have been here.
Yep.
Oh,
What year was that? You say 2016?
2016. Yep.
And they haven't been back since.
Oh gosh. Talk about
baseball is a little bit different though. Like
if you
harder to
really
get
think
there.
think about this. Since 2016, the ownership of Chicago has been absolute trash. Just collecting paycheck after paycheck. And it's so flipping disheartening that a city like Chicago, it's my kind of town, Chicago is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they are just ran by some of the worst people in all of sports. The Bulls, the White Sox,
Mm-hmm.
Rindors, I can't say
Ryan
his
the
name.
horse.
He sucks. The Ricketts family, as soon as they won the World Series, they have been selling that merch ever since, and they don't even try to win a World Series anymore. They're ridiculous. They suck. And then the McClaskeys, good Lord, just sell the flipping team. Sell them. We need some winners, people who just genuinely want to win. That's all I want. That's what I want. Winners. Tired of losers. Now, my Celtics, on the other hand, pretty good. I'm not mad about them.
And they did lose last night, though, right?
Yeah, they did lose. They're 6-2 right now. It's early in the season. I'm
It
not
is.
worried.
It is.
And our second best or best player was out that game. They only lost by like 6, so I'm not worried. I'm not worried about
A
them
close one.
at all. At all. So
I've been trying to keep up with your Celtics just so I know a little bit how their season's going. That way I know when you're talking whether something happens. Just for
Oh
you.
yeah. Yeah, big time injury. I'll probably be really depressed. I
Yeah.
actually need to get my Celtics hat back down here. I don't know where it's upstairs.
It's
I
not
know where it's
hanging.
at.
It's not hanging. I see a blink hat up there.
I know.
You need one more hook.
I do. Ooh, that would look good. That would look good right there.
Mm-hmm. One more hook right there.
Done. I know what I might do it for next week if I remember.
You won't remember. We'll get on here. I'll be like, Holner's not a hook.
Oh my.
Speaking of next week, we do have a guest coming on next week to talk about Agatha
What?
all along.
Yes, we do.
Yes. So
And actually, I'll be honest, I'm kind of excited to talk about this show.
I agree.
It's the classic case. Just because you're a good player on a bad team doesn't make you a good player. That is exactly what this show is.
Yeah.
But I'd rather be the good player on a bad team than a bad player on a bad team. Yeah, think about that.
Good player on a bad team than a bad player on a bad team.
At least you're good.
Yeah.
At least you're better than that.
Then you have opportunity to move along. So what you're saying is that one good person in Agatha has an opportunity to go do something else and make themselves better.
I'm talking just about the show in general.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It was, quick little peek behind the curtain. I enjoyed this show. And it took me a while to get there. It's not a great, fantastic show from start to finish, but it is way better than any other show they've put out since Loki season 2.
It's a little shiny piece of tinfoil on top of a whole bunch of smelly trash.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And yeah, so I'm kind of excited to see where I'm kind of excited to talk about it, and I know our guest is too. So
yeah, I am also. I finished it last week, but yeah, I actually took notes while we watched it. So,
and I'll be honest, I've actually started to rewatch it. First show ever I've rewatched.
Hey, maybe you'll catch some stuff that you like even more.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Because the way it ends, it sets you up for it. So
yeah, true. You were about to ask where I was at with Only Murders.
Pretty much.
Almost there. I haven't had the opportunity to stop and watch. This evening I watched the movie we were talking about tonight, just because this movie we were talking about tonight I watched a million times.
Yes.
But I still wanted to rewatch it just because I love this movie so. But yeah, Only Murders is probably gonna be maybe a Sunday morning thing. So when I'm just relaxing.
Nice.
Yeah. Let me hit this email. We do have an email.
Oh, we got an
We
email.
do from the ISO cam.
So
Just wanted to hit us back on our list from last week with our
okay,
Halloween candies. And he says,
okay.
I'm down for a Halloween podcast movie date. Would love Colton seeing Terrifier, preferably 3.
Come on, ISO brother. What are you doing to me?
Yeah, Terrifier it is. No. He said, my candy list is based solely on your wheel spin, which is perfect.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
that is what we wanted. He said, number 1, left Twix. Number 2, regular M&Ms. Number 3, Crunch. Number 4, peanut M&Ms. Number 5, Kit Kat. 6, Skittles. 7, Baby Ruth. 8, Three Musketeers. 9, or they used to have a Three Musketeer filled with truffle. It was awesome. I don't remember that. Number 9, Reese's. Not a fan of regular Reese's. Has to be Take 5. 100%. The Take 5 Reese's is really good. I didn't even think about that when we were naming all of our Reese's problems. And then number 10, Butterfinger. Sorry, Juan Kill. Never have been a fan of these. Not much for peanut butter type stuff in general. I'm sad the list missed out of my favorite candy ever, the one and only Snickers.
Oh,
The Snickers was on the wheel. It just didn't spin Snickers.
it's true. This
We
is
had
true.
15 candies. We only picked 10.
The wheel only picked 10.
Yeah, exactly. So thanks for the list, Cam. You keep this podcast email afloat.
Yes,
100%.
yes, he does.
100%. I also want to apologize to Just Logan. He did send us a voicemail a while back, and I didn't get to play it. And it's kind of out of date at this point. I don't know if it really fits into context. Just want you to know I did listen to it. Colton, if you haven't listened to it, go ahead and take a gander. But yeah, so Logan, thanks for the voicemail. Send us another one. We'll get it in the next episode. You know where to send it.
Yeah.
The bat phone.
The bat
The
phone.
bat phone.
That's why it hasn't been ringing.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. There's our one email for the week. And man, that's pretty much we've been trucking along. Colton and I were talking about, just podcast stuff in general, what we have coming up on our pre-production meeting over the phone. And then realized that we are closing in on the end of year 3 quick. Just keeps flying by.
Yeah, it does.
So if you have any ideas for us for anything you want to hear the rest of this year and what you want us to do for the end of year 3, because I mean, we got to have a cool idea. Do we do another
Always.
recap? Do we get more guests? Do we do a game? Do we do something fun? I don't know. Haven't decided, but we'd love to hear from you. Let us know. We'll take any requests. Do we do a movie night? Live movie night with whoever wants to watch it with us.
That's not a bad idea. I don't dislike that idea.
I don't like that.
I don't dislike that idea.
Yeah. I mean, I'm game for just about anything, so. But I guess we'll see. The Call Guys, the game show, part 2.
Oh Lord.
This time we'll
We
get
really need
actual
those-
buzzers. We'll do Jeopardy style. That'd be kind of fun, actually, too.
Not a half bad idea.
Ideas already swinging. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Colton, you have anything else before we get into this fantastic film?
Man, I think we got a question of the pod, don't we?
You got a question on the pod?
Duh. I got
Okay.
a question of the pod.
What you got? When's the last time we did a question of the pod?
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know it existed anymore.
Yeah, no joke.
What you got?
Question of the pod. Would you, if you were going to find treasure, what kind of adventure would you want to go on?
Mm.
Think of it such as like underwater, like you're trying to go to the Titanic and find treasure down there. Yeah, I know, I know.
Not doing that.
Um,
Definitely not doing that.
um, we have the like Sahara's plot in the desert.
A great movie.
Obviously, we got a we've got obviously like a National Treasure esque movie
Mm-hmm.
where you got to use like clues and history and stuff like
Yep.
that.
Yep.
What would you?
Um, I honestly think I'd go clues. I think like figuring out riddles and taking like ciphers and stuff. I think that would be the most fun. Um, Funny story. Back, oh gosh, I don't even know what year it was. It was after I graduated college, probably 2019, maybe early COVID. I think possibly there was a guy in Kosciuszko County that did a treasure hunt, and it was just Kosciuszko County. So you had like he had created a map and a bunch of clues, and you had a sheet online. You signed up. It was like $15 a person or something, and there was $1,000 prize,
Jeez.
which he left somewhere in Kosciuszko County through this whole thing. And you followed clues, and it led to a cipher, and the cipher had the coordinates for the exact location of where the treasure was, where the prize was. So Sarah, Darren, and I did it together, and we got so close.
Oh,
So close. Like it was so cool to work on it, the three of us, because we each figured different things out. Like Darren had one that was like insanely hard to figure out that he got. And then there were things like there was one where it was like something about the lake and this faces the lake and you had to count the number of whatever. And it ended up being a building that faced Lake Street and there are little fleur de lis at the top of that building. And it was how many fleur de lis are on that. It was genius. And it was so
jeez.
fun. But the treasure was hidden at the trails at Winona Lake. And
Uh,
Sarah and I were literally like, I don't know, 200 yards from it and didn't know it was there.
dang it.
So I think it would be fun to do an actual, like if anything ever like came up like that and you had the means to do it. But
It's like an escape room.
yeah, oh, I love escape rooms too. I
Yeah.
mean, that's just too much fun. What about you?
I think I know I
Are you
know
gonna
it's
say
not proven
underwater?
that it's good, but I would want to do some sort of like underwater scavenge. I think that would be cool.
Sunken ship or something like that?
Yeah, yeah, maybe not so deep, but yeah, definitely
Mm,
something
just
going
a
into the
cove
water.
cove off an island, would
Yeah,
be easy.
not too crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would definitely go with sunken like buried treasure underwater somewhere.
You play Minecraft Mondays with us, you can just swim around and find buried treasure. Sunken ships.
The whole game's a sunken ship.
No, it's a very much so afloat ship and will be for a long time.
Oh my.
So
Let
yeah,
us know at
there
the
you
call
go.
guys podcast at gmail.com. What kind of adventure would you want to go on?
Yes. And let us know if you think this movie is highly rewatchable because this is the rewatchable episode for National Treasure. 2004, directed by John Turteltaub, starring Nicolas Cage, Diane Kruger, Sean Bean, Justin Bartha, John Voight, Harvey Keitel, Christopher Plummer. I mean, you just go down this list, and I know there's not a whole bunch of big names, but still. Colton and I covered the TV show back, gosh,
Lord, that was a
oh,
night I'll never get back.
forever ago. And it's funny to go back and watch this because the main bad guy in the TV show is Agent Hendricks,
Mm-hmm.
who is in this one, and then he ends up killing Agent Dawes at one point in the show, and they work together in this whole movie. They're both FBI agents and working together. just interesting to go back and watch. Which, like I said, I've seen this movie so many times, and it's just one of those that I can rewatch over and over and over again. I did notice something though,
What's that?
just when pulling it up, just to do a little bit of research. Did you see the Rotten Tomato score on this movie?
No.
46%.
Ooh.
46.
Well, I think we can. Unfortunately, I believe it gets that because Nicolas Cage overacts in every scene he is in this movie. He has no business going as hard as what he goes.
Dude, he goes so hard.
I mean, that's every role. That's Nicolas Cage for you.
It is. And that's his type of acting. That's what he does.
Correct. Correct.
But I mean, I think he's a kooky treasure hunter, right? I mean, that's like he's so focused on finding this treasure, and it's his entire life.
Yeah.
And when that's the only thing that takes over your brain, how do you act normal?
You can't.
You can't. You can't. Although he does get the girl until the
He
second
does
movie
get
when
the
they're not
girl.
together anymore. And then I think they get back together. It's just how it works. All right, Colton. So we've got the normal stuff for rewatchables. What initial thoughts on this rewatch?
Ooh. Initial thoughts were so many things had to go right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you think about DC, there is no way you could drive around DC the way they drove around and then
Nope.
they just like disappeared.
Yeah.
Impossible. Impossible. There's no way that, especially like when after they leave his dad's house, John Voight's house,
Yeah.
and they've got the car, they've got everything, and the next scene they're driving over a bridge to get into
Billy.
Philly. And I'm like, there's no way they would have got that far.
Yeah.
Absolutely no way they would have got that far.
No. Not with the
Um,
FBI on their trail.
Correct. So, a lot of it is just typical movie magic type stuff. It's in the script type of stuff, but
Yep.
it's still fun.
Yes.
I love how this hunt is mapped out because I love a good story where the very first thing you find is the key at the end.
Yep. Literal key at the end.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like every time I've done a
Escape room.
escape room, I always try to remember the very first one or two things that we do because I'm always thinking they're going to come back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know why this movie gets so much hate other than the
Me neither.
acting.
I mean that's one reason, I guess. And I honestly don't think it's that terrible. There's plenty of decent acting to counter the bad moments.
I mean, do you really think that Riley's character was like now that you watched it? Do you like Riley's character more or less than when you first
Um,
watched?
Honestly, I think I like Riley's character more.
Oh, wow.
Um, because I always was like, well, he's just kind of a nerd that's there to help do the tech stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like you watch the first scene of this where they're looking for the Charlotte. They're out there in the
In the
cold
snow.
wasteland,
Yeah.
and he's standing with one of Ian's guys, and the guy says something about why is it like this out here? Or why would the ship be out here? and
Oh, and he goes into
Riley
that
goes,
whole clue.
he explains it perfectly to a T why exactly the water is like how it is here, why it froze and unfroze, and it's like things like that. You realize that he's a lot smarter, not just in the tech side of things, but like in everything, geography, and he just knows stuff.
I mean, yeah, he knew the clue. He knew the clue about daylight saving time and
Yeah, and that
whatnot.
when he comes back and that helps, and then he gets shot down with the Ben Franklin thing. But um, no, I just feel like he does kind of grow, and then at the end, it's like, oh no, he's still kind of just that dumb nerd. You know, he got that my half percent, and he's driving a Ferrari and
Yeah,
doesn't know how to drive it.
grinding the gears on it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Um, yeah. No, I think my initial thoughts on this after rewatching it for the umpteenth time was the same as you, mostly the fact that just being able to watch it and knowing that the first thing that he finds, which is the pipe, ends up being the key to the final door to get into the treasure room. Like that just almost gives you goosebumps because it's like that pipe's been through all of this and it was the first thing he found. You know, the secret lies with Charlotte. That is the first clue that he was given by his grandfather.
great. Yeah,
And
yeah.
his great great grandfather gave to his great 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 grandfather, gave it to his great grandfather, blah, blah, blah,
Hmm.
blah, whatever. But like nobody ever did anything with that. Nobody ever found Charlotte. So he's the first one to find Charlotte. He's the first one to get that pipe. He's the first one to move it to each thing. And it's just it's got great shots. It's got great cinematography. The acting's not great, but I just think the script itself is perfect. The plot itself is perfect. The script maybe not perfect, but a lot
Yeah,
of
I can see
jumping,
that.
lot of jumping. You mentioned
Oh
the
gosh.
they go they go from um DC to Philly to New York to Boston in like quick. Like it's so fast. It's
While being hunted by the FBI.
yes. And followed by Ian and his guys and getting captured and then, you know, his pretty much Nick Cage's last line is like, I just really don't want to go to jail.
Yeah.
And then they're in Boston.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It just fun watch every
I
time.
agree. Every time I do agree with that. I do agree with that.
Uh favorite scene?
Oh man, I think my favorite scene is when Abigail and Riley have split up with Nick Cage's character
Ben
after they have
Franklin.
yep. Um um they've split up, they have read the back of the map with the spectacles
Hmm.
and her and Riley are yes, her and Riley get split up at the market.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And she jumps the fence or jumps over a counter and she's talking to the lady back there and she goes, I just need to hide from my ex-husband. And she goes, oh, Baldy? Yeah, yeah, Baldy. And then a little bit of time goes away and she goes, he kind of comes to the front and goes, he's not ordering, but he's just frustrated. And the lady goes, you need something? And he tells her to shut up. He
Yeah.
goes away and she goes, I see why you left.
Yep. Yep.
Makes me laugh every time.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's great. That's one of those like scenes you just remember from this movie too. Like it just I don't know why, but it is. It's just one that when you're watching it, you're like, oh, this is the part where she's gonna jump behind the counter.
Yep.
Yep. Um,
What about you, man?
trying to think because there's so many good ones. Like I'm gonna go. Oh man, should have thought of this beforehand.
One of the interesting things that I found out in researching this movie is that, Abigail's character did a lot of the stunts for
Really?
her scene where you kind of first she gets in with the chase and she gets kidnapped and
And
she's
she's
hanging
hanging
off
from the door.
that door. I was like, wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. That thing flinging around. I don't know. I wonder what it looks like. I wonder if there's behind the scenes footage of that.
There's I don't know how you could have held on to that door.
Not
I don't.
going that fast down the road and almost getting hit by a bus.
You didn't
Yeah.
smash your hands one time,
Yeah.
whether it opened or closed.
Yeah, exactly. Um, favorite scene, I'm gonna go the tower when they're at the original place for the Liberty Bell. And
Oh,
they're
Independence.
yeah, Independence Hall, and they're looking at the wall and the time after Riley explains, time change, all that stuff. And then he goes down to the brick and he opens it up and finds the spectacles just to be able to I think it's the progression up to that point because that is one of the bigger turning points, one of the things that they find. It's really the newest object, the second object they find that helps them get to the next step. I mean, I think the pipe happens too early to make it feel like it's really important. And then you get the
Yeah.
glasses, which really kind of change everything. Like it gets them to pass and stow, it gets them to the
Well,
to the church.
it's all about stealing the Declaration of Independence. Like
Yeah.
after they get the pipe, it's like we need to it's the Declaration of Independence. It's like everybody knows that. Everybody knows you can't steal that. So how are
Mhm.
you going to steal that? And he does.
Yep.
And then you get these glasses and it's like you're right. You get that kind of like that steam up because you get the cipher for
Hmm.
the letters, the
Oh yeah,
feel good,
the silence do good. Yeah.
the do good letters exactly. And you're like, okay, great. Like now it's another puzzle you got to figure out. Like you got to think your way through it. And then you get these glasses and you're like, okay, you wear these and you look at stuff.
Yeah.
So
It just seems like such a good progression. Like I said, the plot is like written perfectly. The progression is right. It's not too fast paced other than the jumping from city to city.
yeah.
You don't get a lot of like huge, things. I do like his dad's change in viewpoint. I think that's nice. They get him
Yeah.
to go from like I don't want this to treasure to be a part of my life, and then he kind of gets back into it. They bring the Declaration into his house. He's trying to figure out what they're doing because he's still interested. He just doesn't want to seem like the kooky old man that's addicted to this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a least favorite scene?
Least favorite scene. Huh. I think I'm gonna go with in the beginning when they're in the Charlotte and they find they find the pipe for the first time and there's gunpowder everywhere. And what does Nicolas Cage's character do?
Lights a flare.
Lights a flare. Like, what are you thinking? Like everybody should have died.
Yeah.
Like the reality of that. And then when the boat blows up, there's no way you could have survived that.
No, no. Jump in here, we'll be all right. You'd have been buried
No.
for one. Like you're not gonna be able to get out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the next thing. How the heck did they get out of there?
Out of the ship or just out
I'm
of
like,
the
oh, how did
winter
they get back home?
wonderland?
How did they get back
Oh,
home?
there was a village 9 miles away they were gonna go to, so they could get a plane. There was a pilot there. Fortunately, I'm pretty sure he
Oh
mentions
my
like
gosh.
there's somebody there that can get us home. And then boom, they're back, ready to
Yeah.
steal the Declaration.
Gosh. So
The-
yeah, the beginning part there was a little bit much for me.
I think there are moments in about every clue portion, like they get. So I don't know that I have one single like least favorite scene, but I would say like there's little miniature portions of scenes, like
Okay.
when they get the pipe. It's like Nick Cage knows that he has to open it up, cut his finger for some blood, rub it on there, and get a cipher out of the tip of the pipe. Like I
Uh-huh.
don't know that makes sense that he would just be able to. Oh, this is how this is gonna work. No, like didn't know you needed to pull that thing apart. And fortunately, you pulling it apart gets you to the end where you have to put the two pieces in to turn the knob.
Mm-hmm.
So you get that, and then like when with the glasses, when he first looks at the back of the declaration,
Uh-huh.
like you didn't think that if you change the colors the first time you wore them, like you're a treasure hunter, like you're like you feel like you're gonna look at these and be like, these have to do a lot of because they have green and red, and and
Why do I have so many different color options?
yeah, you should have automatically known that you needed to flip these things up and down. But that's all in the writing. But
It
it
is.
just made it seem like this dude's smart. This dude
Yeah.
is really smart, and he knows what he's talking about. He knows his history. He doesn't know how to flip the lens up on glasses to, or doesn't have the mind power to think that, brain power. I don't know. So lots of little things, but they don't take away from the movie really at all.
Correct. Yeah.
What about characters? Favorite?
Man, I don't know if I can have a favorite. um, man, I, I don't know. I just don't like any of the story.
No.
I can't pick one. You could go with Abigail. I guess I would probably go with her, maybe. Going from a little stuck uppy, but still very knowledgeable and everything, and then kind of believing once like as soon as she saw that Mason sign on the back of the Declaration of Independence, she was like hooked and all in on this
You
thing.
gotta. You need heat.
Yeah. I throw it in the oven.
No.
Um yeah, I guess her. I don't know. I can't really pick one, man.
I I think mine's Sadusky, and
Okay.
I think it's him because like I mean he doesn't obviously know like that they're treasure hunting when
Mm-hmm.
he figures out he's just doing his job as an FBI agent trying to figure out who stole it, trying to get it back pretty much.
Yeah.
But then you get the end where they show that he's a part of the Freemasons or whatever.
Yeah.
And knowing from the TV show, like how they wrote him in later that he was actually a Freemason. He had all these things and the treasure hunter and all this stuff. And I think that's a cool way to write him in. And I think it kind of makes his character a little bit more fun in this because he understands. And on this rewatch, I was like, yeah, Sadusky is the character.
Okay.
And plus, I mean, the actor is phenomenal.
Oh yeah. Harvey, he's pretty good.
He might be one of the best actors besides maybe John Voight.
Oh, I was gonna say Voight.
Yeah.
I think Voight's easy.
Yeah. You have a least favorite? Let's say
Oh,
Riley.
yeah, I'm not a big fan of Riley. And the henchmen were just,
No.
oh,
Why doesn't that ever happen to me?
yes. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, just outside of Riley's not a pointless character, but the henchmen very pointless characters.
Yeah, they're just his bodies to be on his team to
Yeah.
do the dirty work.
Mm-hmm. What about you, man?
Um, I I don't want to say Ian, but I kind of do because he's just not a great villain, not a great bad guy character. Like I'm just gonna threaten you with a pointed gun in your face and say, tell me what I need to do, or I'm gonna kill you." It's pretty much how he runs his entire thing. Like, give me
Yeah.
the clue, or you're gonna die. And then you give him a fake clue, and he's like, "Well, if it's fake, I'm just gonna come back, and then you'll die."
Yeah.
But glad it's one of those where you're glad at the end of it that they turned it around to get him in trouble instead of
Oh yeah.
them. But I like Sean Bean. I think he's a great actor. I just don't think that he plays a great villain. I mean, Boromir wasn't really a villain. He was kind of an anti-hero, I guess. But in this one, he's kind of likable off the start,
Yeah.
and then he just goes way downhill.
Yeah, you really don't hate him until like he because even like through the whole heist, I feel like he's not super big on the whole gun thing. But
Hmm.
he's like, yeah, well, you gotta get the job done type of thing. So
Yeah. Yeah. Just I do what I gotta do.
yeah, in a past life of his.
Yeah. Well, he just wanted the treasure,
Oh
but
yeah,
didn't realize that the only way to get the treasure is to solve the riddles. And
correct.
you have the guy right there. You didn't have to betray him.
Yeah.
You could have worked with him, figured out a way to take that declaration, and you could have been splitting that treasure.
Oh
But
yeah.
you had to go through and have big balls. And guess what? Got you in jail or something like that.
Oh, he went to jail.
Yeah, he did.
Someone's
um,
got to go to prison.
exactly, exactly. What do you think about the second movie?
You can only have the same storyline
True.
once, and they try to recapture that just via a different way. The first time it's about proving his family wasn't wrong and they weren't crazy. And the second one is about proving his family
Didn't
didn't do one
murder.
of the didn't murder Lincoln,
Yeah.
essentially. So, um,
And guess what? The treasure ends up being in the back of Lincoln's head. Sorry.
oh gosh,
It's kind of true though.
kinda. Um, it was it it wasn't as good as the first because you just didn't know how it was gonna go.
Yeah.
But that second one just seemed like a G dang copy paste movie from the
Yeah.
first.
Yeah. I can see that.
So I thought Ed Harris as the villain was
Much better.
much better because Harris actually is a good villain.
Hmm.
Sean is he's just not that guy.
Yeah.
There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that.
I think I think if you would have like somehow been able to like have some of the clues from two be a part of one, because some of the like the Resolute desk stuff and like how they had it. I mean, once again, they're traveling. This time they're traveling out of the country, but
Oh,
like there's certain things like the matching up of the Resolute desks and like different aspects that come together that are like that. This is cool, and the whole thing with the president and the book, and I mean, you get into a lot more conspiracies, but definitely is. It's not nearly as good as the first one, but I just wanted to ask that question to see if kind of test the waters on two, because usually if I watch the first one, I'm watching the second one. It's kind of that same concept.
I'll probably watch the second one within a week or so.
Yeah, almost have to. And usually, if you're
Oh yeah,
watching on TV, if it's on TV, they're gonna play them back to back. So you should
yeah.
get lucky. Yeah. All right. What else? What else you got on National Treasure?
Um, yeah. It's a fun movie.
I
That's
mean,
about it, man. I don't disagree 100% with the ranking of this movie.
the 49 or the IMDb ranking of the 6.9.
The Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, I disagree with that.
See, I think the max I'd give it would be like 55, brother.
I wouldn't certify it as I wouldn't say it's a rotten movie. I mean, we
Ooh.
categorize rotten under 60. I would give it a 60, 65.
No.
I think it's worth not being in our terms as rotten. I think it deserves a little bit more than that.
Oh man. See, I don't think I could I don't think I can give it not certified rotten. I don't think I can get it to 60.
Okay.
Just because I think it's just like a kid's movie.
It is
But it's
Disney.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, you watch this, there's just so many things you have to put out of like belief that it's not possible or is possible.
Yeah. So
Because he's not lying. Ian's character was not lying when Benjamin jumped off that ship. I
right.
mean, dude could have easily broke his legs and his ankles.
Yep. Yep. So I guess my question to you then is, can a certified rotten, in our terms, movie be a rewatchable movie? I mean, we have this on a rewatchable podcast.
I mean, I rewatched They Live.
That's true. That's very true. So the answer is yes. To me, the answer is
Yes.
yes. A movie, even if it is a low rated crap movie, it can still be rewatched because
110%.
cult classics. I mean, this movie's rated lower. Like, I think anything can be rewatchable as long as you're willing to rewatch it.
Correct.
Okay. So we're on the
Correct.
same page there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
No.
I do think this is better than Rotten.
Yeah, I just can't get it there. I give you 58.
Yeah, I'll take a 58. We can round that up. It's practically a 60.
It's practically a 60.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I love this movie. It was you and I were talking about this. We did election just got over. And we were talking on the phone and we were talking about doing the campaign, which is also a great movie. And
Mm-hmm.
then Sarah had brought up, what about National Treasure? I'm like, yeah, I could see that. It has to do with a lot of, history. And I mean, when election time comes around, you just kind of think of how history has unfolded over the last, however many 47 president years,
Yeah.
like there's just those kinds of things that come across your mind. And this movie definitely is highly on my rewatch list. And if there's something that I want to watch, or if I'm not watching anything and I want to pick a movie, this movie's always going to be on the list to rewatch. So
Mm.
thank you, Sarah, for the idea. And maybe we'll come back to the campaign in a future episode.
Oh, bring your broom because it's a mess.
It's MES. Yes. Yeah, there you go. Let us know. Callguyspodcast@gmail.com. What do you think of National Treasure?
Oh, yeah. Let us know.
Is it on your movie list that you will just go and rewatch anytime?
I mean,
Do
we
you
really
hate it?
can't ask if it can be remade because it kind of has. We've got a sequel.
It was rebooted and as a TV show, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
which I guess I guess that was a sequel TV show. Characters came back. It was later in their lives. Sadusky was really old.
yeah.
Riley shows
Little
up.
little far-fetched, but you could connect some dots there.
Yeah, seemed a little bit more mystical, I guess, than the movies.
Yeah, I think Disney's trying to figure out some things, and I think they missed on a few.
They did. They did definitely. All right, Colton. That's all I got, man.
That's all I got too, brother.
All right, I'm gonna get us out of here. And
Take me home, old country roads,
are you singing the new version?
to the place.
And
Jelly roll.
Jelly Roll.
I belong, oh West Virginia. No,
Great jam.
John Denver is the only person who
I
sings
don't
that
I don't
song.
know if you've listened to that new version, that
I have.
version. It is trash.
Oh, I don't like it.
I hated it.
Why
I heard
did you
it today for
take
the first time.
why would you take such a beautiful song from a beautiful man and just do that?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
get it.
If anybody out there likes that, let us know. Callguyspodcast@gmail.com. You didn't hear that, but I just made farting noises because it is bad.
Yeah, no, I struggle with it. I'm like, I finally broke down and I listened to Who's that one band who redid a zombie that everybody loves?
No, Bad Wolves.
Bad Wolves. Hate it.
The
And I know,
the zombie or
yeah,
zombie their version.
zombies.
It's
Yeah,
not
and
it's
I
not great.
I hate it, and I know why. The
Miley.
Cranberries. Here you go, Emperor. The Cranberries Zombies is a bass-driven
Oh
song.
yeah.
It's bass-driven. It's the only instrument you need other than of the vocalist. Okay, that's the only thing you
That's
need.
how we play it. That's how we have always played it.
And that Bad Wolves just takes it, and I can't hear the G dang bass to save my
It's
life
heavy.
because it's heavy with guitars, and it drives me absolutely insane.
Yeah. Yep.
Insane. But then I did watch the music video of it and how they were going to have the singer
Mhm.
come on, and she passed right before they were going to get together and remake the song, and I was like, oh man, that's rough.
Yeah. I've seen him do it live a couple times. Um, the live version definitely is a little. It's probably just because you're in the presence of it. But
Yeah.
Bad Wolves are really good live, but I do not like their version of Zombie.
Yeah, I can't
I'm,
stand it.
I'm gonna
I
listen
can't
to
stand it.
Miley or the Cranberries every time.
Leave my league. Oh,
You're welcome, Colton.
close. Close.
You're welcome.
She's close.
Do you also want to go watch Rockstar while you're thinking about things that
I might.
I've actually got you to like? All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to the Call Guys podcast. You can find us wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to your podcast. You can also watch us on YouTube. Just search for the Call Guys podcast or click the link in the description and watch us every Monday when we come out on all your favorite podcast sites. You can also check us out on all your favorite social medias. Facebook, facebook.com/thecallguyspod, Instagram at the Call Guys, TikTok at the Call Guys Podcast. And yeah, be sure to go check out goldenmojoent.com where you can find our merch store and you can find all the other podcasts in the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network of podcasts. And we've mentioned it every time, all the time. The Call Guys Podcast at gmail.com. If you have any recommendations for the question of the pod, future episodes, if you just want to send us a hello there, love to hear from you. Please
Love it.
send us an email. Callguyspodcast, gmail.com. And then when you're done, get on your cell phone, go to perfectlypickgames.com, use code Golden Mojo at checkout, order a subscription for friend, family, neighbor, somebody for the holidays. Go check them out. Perfectlypickgames.com. Come on, do it. Do it.
With them right here. Do it.
Do it. Yeah, there you go. All right. Anything else there, Colton?
Love your brother.
Love you, brother. All right. For all those out there in podcast land, we'll see you next time.
Later.
Bye.
See ya. Beep, 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 beep.
That's right.
Take me home. Country road. To play. Oh, West Virginia.
Mountain Mama.
Oh, Mountain Mama.
Take me home.
Oh, take me home.
Country road.
Country road.
The Call Guy.